Hello, welcome to Sunny's Sanctuary. Today, I'm going to start a 3-part series of restorative yoga. For this practice, I recommend 2 blocks. If at any point in time you get tired or need a break during practice, come into closed leg child's pose, just roll yourself down gently and let your shoulders fall completely open. So if emotions come up and you need to take a break, that's a good pose to get into. With that being said, let's start with Baddha Konasana. Baddha Konasana is butterfly pose. Butterfly pose, must move my fleshy part from underneath me. You do the same. You're gonna bring your feet towards your body more intense. Further away, less intense. For those who need blocks, keep your blocks beside you. I will show modification. But in the meantime, please bring your feet together. Once you go ahead and move, yes, we're gonna move our feet towards our body, sit upright, gently roll the shoulders down. Now let your knees fall open as wide as they're going to fall open. A lot of this will impact your hip flexor where we carry a lot of tension, emotion, and stress. Interlace your hands, wrap them underneath your feet. And with that, take 12 breaths. Everything is in and out the nose. For those who are able to get in this position, great, stay there, no cheating. 12 breaths in and out the nose. For those who need the blocks, as you're getting yourself in your comfortable position, put the blocks right underneath your knees, interlace your hands, wrap them around your feet, and sit up tall. We're gonna use the Ujjayi breath, which is the yogic breath. It's audible. You're gonna breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. That hollowing sound that you hear should kind of remind you like an ocean. Some of you have 9 breaths left. Keep going. You can relax and look past your drishti, or just close your eyes. Let your body really settle into the practice. If you need to adjust a little bit so your hips feel a little bit more comfortable, if you need to adjust your blocks, make sure you do so, but keep going. Take your hands and gently bring your knees together. You can move your blocks for the moment off to the side. This makes it easy for us to move into Bittilatana Majahasana, cat-cow pose. Join me on all fours, tabletop. Hands and wrists under shoulders. Have yourself engaged in your midsection. You're not dumping down. And we're gonna do cat-cow. Gently drop your belly and open your chest into cow. Breathe. Your Ujjayi breath, please remember. Round yourself up into cat. You're going to be pushing away from the mat, broadening through your shoulders. Go back into cow, drop your belly. Your shoulders feel like they're going through. Your chest feels like it's pulling through your shoulders. Round into cat. Push away from the mat. Back into cow. Breathe in. And when you breathe out, roll into cat. Breathe in, breathe out. Into cow. Into cat. Into cow. Into cat. 2 more. Into cow. Hold for 1 breath, 1 full round of breath. Let's hear that Ujjayi breath. Breathe in. Round off into cat back. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more time. Cow. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, go straight into cat. 1 last breath. Let yourself go into neutral tabletop. Dhyam Bahamanasana. Both toes tucked under. Kick up and out your right leg. Keep your hips balanced as you lift up and out your left arm. Breathe 4 breaths. If you need to, because of balancing, untuck your foot and bring your left hand down. Keep your right foot up and going. For others who can maintain the asana, please keep going. 1 more round of breath. Bring your left hand down, your right foot to meet your left. Take 1 breath here. Straight to the other side. Kick up and out your left foot. Bring up your right hand. Take 4 breaths. Keep your hips even with one another. You don't want to overextend one hip. Keep breathing. If you're having issues with balancing, again, you can replace your right hand, lower your toes on your right foot, and make sure to keep your left leg active and up. 1 more breath. Deep inhale. Exhale. And come down. We're going to walk ourselves back to Balasana, child's pose. This will be the traditional child's pose. Legs are together. Slowly roll yourself down to the top of your head. Let your shoulders round and fall open. If you are in need of assistance, a block can go right above your ankles, and a block, depending on which height you need, can come right down in front of you, and you can just let your head rest on top of the block. Let your shoulders just roll open. 10 breaths. I'm going to remove this block, put it off to the side for a moment. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Slowly start to roll yourself up. If you had a prop, please move it to the side. We're going to go ahead and come up into Tandasana, tree pose. I am going to come up slowly on my feet and walk my feet and my hands together like that. Then I'm going to slowly roll myself up, 1 vertebrae at a time. Neck and head come last. Next is tree pose. I'm going to show you variations to tree pose. First one, your foot, we're going to do this on both sides. This is balancing. Keep your drishti going. Calm your mind. This is the least intensive. The most important part is that you can kickstand your foot, no problem. Make sure a lot of the weight still goes on your right leg because we're going to start with the left. You want to make sure your leg is tracking open. You're going to bring your arms up above your head and breathe. Now, for those who could go a little further, you can bring your leg up. Everybody stay in position if you're in position. If you can be more challenged, bring your leg up to your calf, stay away from your knee, tracking open, and come up. Still breathing. And if you feel like you could get more, of course I have more. I'm gonna hold on to the wall for one moment. This is not easy. Your leg, your right leg, is pushing into your foot, and your foot is pushing into your inner thigh. And your hands are gonna come up. Woo, woo, woo. I might fall. Hands come up. Found my drishti. 2 more breaths. Slowly bring your hands down. Guide your knee in. Whoop, and bring it down. That was not graceful, but I made it. All right, we're gonna go immediately to the other side. All your weight on your left foot, and depending on your variation, if you're here, do your right side the same way. If you're here, same thing. And if you are up here, like I was, okay, I'm gonna focus on my drishti. Arms up. Breathe. Okay, I've fallen out of the pose. I am going to keep my hands where they are, and I'm just going to go down to my calf muscle. I kept my drishti going. Yoga teachers fall out of postures too. Bring your hands down. Guide your leg in and put it down to meet your left foot. Virabhadrasana. Feet more than hip distance apart. It's warrior 2. Shorter stance, less intense. Wider stance, more intense. I'm gonna go more intense. We're gonna start with the left foot. Your back foot, your right foot, will stay at a 90-degree angle. The goal would be to be able to put most of the weight on the pinky side edge of your feet. If you cannot do that, just keep your feet going straight at 90 degrees. Your left foot is going straight towards the front. You're going to bend into your left knee. I want you to bring your arms open, and it's like you're pushing air down. Your arms check to make sure that they are at shoulder height, and breathe. If this is too deep, you can either come up just a little bit and come more of a 90-degree angle on your front foot, or you can just hop your back foot in and still stay open. The choice is yours. Just make sure your leg is tracking open. One more breath. Bring your arms in, and as you bring your arms in and down, both feet are now facing the front. We're gonna go to the other side. Right foot goes towards the back of the room because you're facing the back of the mat. Your back foot, wider stance, more intense, less stance, less intense. 90-degree angle for your back foot. And I want you to bring your arms up and press them down as you bend into your right leg. Make sure your arms come down like they're pushing down air and that they're even, and breathe. 4 breaths here. Make sure you're tracking this knee open. This hip is open. Your arms are open. Keep feeling like you're pushing that air down. Helps you keep your shoulders drop down without pressure. Keep that Ujjayi breath going. One last breath. Like you just straighten out and come back in. Come back in. We'll dance our feet to Tandasana. Let your hands float down beside you. Deep inhale and exhale. We're gonna take 3 breaths here. I'm gonna step back just a little bit. Look down past your drishti. I'd like you to join me down flat on the mat. Come onto your back. We're gonna do a variation of Shavasana. And this is with your arms out. Slowly bring yourself down to your back. Let your arms come out to 90 degrees. Mine is kind of open against the wall. I'm gonna just scooch up a little bit. Let my feet fall out. My hands are open. Two more of these lovely, juicy breaths here. Come on in and out. In and out. Please bring your arms to your sides, palms facing down. Bring your left foot in, and then your right. We're gonna come up into bridge. I will show you modifications. If you can get your hands and your feet to touch, that's great. If not, and it's here, that's okay too. No worries. Make sure that your heels and your feet are facing the front of the mat, toes down, knees especially, they're gonna want to flare. You need them to stay closer together. And tip your pelvis first, and we're gonna go up 1 vertebrae at a time. And we're here. If you can, interlace your hands underneath you and slowly wiggle your shoulders underneath, and this allows you to come into the asana a little deeper. This may not be for you yet. You can come out, you can stay where you are and just have your hands beside you. You can get a block, place the block right at the psoas, which is right at the top of your tailbone, and let your body have a more restorative bridge pose. Either one you're in, we have a few more breaths here left. Your feet should still be tracking towards the front. Your knees should still be tracking towards the front. Your hands can be open or they could be down beside you. We have 2 more breaths. Keep breathing that Ujjayi breath. If you are using a block, please lift up and remove the block off to the side. Put your feet down and all of us will come down together. Tip your pelvis up. Start to roll your vertebrae down one by one, because guess what? It is your pelvis that comes down last. Yep. Everyone should be flush to the mat. We're going to Shavasana variation. Bring your feet out to be parallel to the edges of your mat. your knees come together. Let your arms fall open. And let's take a few breaths here. This time, just breathe your normal breath. I want us to go ahead and hands down beside you, walk your feet in together. You can roll over onto fetal pose. And move yourself up to a full seated pose. Restorative practices can be great for anxiety. They're great for depression. They're great tools for self-care for you to put in your toolkit. This is all meant for people to have a sense of self and reconnecting with themselves. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.